At least we're almost halfway there.
Yeah, you're right. We are almost halfway there. So, yeah, upon reading the directions a little bit in depth between the lines, they forgot a key word in the directions, which was glue. And I thought tight bond was like an underfloor layment of some sort. I was like, oh, well, you know, the styrofoam would be fine. I didn't know that it was a glue. So that's the problem. Hey guys, welcome back once again. We are working more on the cabin project. If you remember in the last video, there was a massive mess up, and this was the first time I had to rip out something I had done and redo it. Several of you guys took guesses as to what happened, but nobody exactly hit the nail on the head. So I totally did not connect the dots until Eric walked in one day and walked all over the floor. And when I came in the next morning, it was pulled apart everywhere. I knew I had a problem. Since the directions hadn't made any specific mention of how to interlock these pieces, I assumed that they were just gonna stay connected. That was not the case. There are some types of flooring that are known as click lock flooring, where they will snap together and you will not be able to shake them apart. That was not the case with this flooring. This flooring actually required to be glued together. So that meant I had to rip everything out that I had spent days putting down. And hopefully would go right back together again the exact same way. Because now I have to rip the entire floor out, piece by piece, exactly the way it was put in, and put it back down again with glue. There you go.
I think that's
All right. So you've just been stacking the boards up in order along the wall, 2 rows out of shot. Although there was 1 row that we might have gotten 2 boards switched on accident, but we'll have to see. You're gonna get the last one? All right. So this way all the flooring stays intact. Hopefully I put it back down correctly. And hopefully it won't take 2 days to get this done. But we're making pretty good progress pulling it apart, aren't we? Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna put it back together with the glue a little bit. I'm just gonna dot it along the tongue part. It's just gonna get little dots here and there, not a lot, because it's a cabin. It's easier than you thought it would be?
Yeah. Hey, Mom.
Yeah. Hold on, don't do the next row until we get this one cleaned up.
How about I do the lines and you pick it up?
That's fine, but let me get this cleaned up first.
Okay.
Be right back. Well, I got it re-glued down. I didn't video it because it was pretty much the same as before. In the end, it worked. The flooring is solid, nothing is moving. The flooring is not going anywhere, but it's still considered a floating floor. So if the house were to shift slightly, the floor is gonna float along just fine. And then there was the doorway trim. Yeah, that is all of my doorway trim. I actually had this figured out a couple weeks ago as far as how I was gonna piece this together, make it look really nice, and you know, still be able to open my door. I took pictures of it, but the pictures turned out blurry. And I can't tell for the life of me what I did. I should have just written it down. I don't know what I was thinking. The doorway trim was without a doubt the most brain-wracking thing I've ever had to deal with. The doors are not like normal doors. Second problem was my dado edge boards have a step edge, and it reverses on each side. So trying to match trim over the dadoed edge was another feat. But luckily, I had managed to buy so many different types of trim that I had exactly what I needed. Don't ask me how it happened, but I had literally every single piece that I needed to get it done and make it look good. And honestly, if you were to look from one door to the other, you're not really going to notice that they're entirely different. All right, so this is a problem. It won't fit around the door hinges whatsoever. On the last one, I actually was able to slide it behind the door hinges, but on this one, I can't. So that means I'm gonna have to notch out very carefully around the door hinges, which for this piece is gonna be a lot trickier than most. All right, so I didn't get very good video of putting this up because it was a chaotic mess. So here's what I ended up doing. So for this side, this is the front door. That's the door handle. I started off with this corner edge piece right here. So the dado edge stair steps out here. So this covers up the stair step. It's already stained. And then this is actually part of the original maple board right here. I just went through and I stained it brown so it looked like it was part of the trim. And then I took this skinny little piece right here and I stuck that right on the top. And then here is my larger trim piece right there. So if we scroll it up to the top, I actually have a little bit of a gap right there because I didn't quite measure it accurately. But here again is our angle piece. And actually I was supposed to put another one of these pieces right up here first, but I got on a roll with my corner pieces and forgot to put that in there. That's okay. I can still go through with my stain and go ahead and just stain that so that you really can't see it. And then over here on this edge is a little bit different. On this edge we had to work with the door hinges, so I had to actually notch out this corner trim right here to be able to kind of go around that. So this is actually some sort of rectangular square stock that I slid up behind there. And you can tell because I cut it right here, the two pieces I had to cut to slide in there. And then this is just the right angle piece going over top of it. And then here's my natural trim piece. So that is what it looks like. And we got that side. And then we've got that side. All right, so here is the back door. We started off with a piece of flat stock right here. This piece I had to bevel out to go around the trim. And then here is my dado edge. And then here's a piece of flat stock right there. And then my normal trim piece right here. The ceiling is pretty much the same thing. We've got our corner stock and a piece of flat stock right there. And the same thing on this side too. You can see just a little bit of my tape showing through right through here. And then of course the door, this is all actually mangled up by the Amish. So the Amish completely annihilated the door when they installed it. And unfortunately this is what I'm left with is scuff marks all over. So overall it turned out really nice. I was honestly surprised. Yep, into that one. gonna show you a little trick. If you go to put up your baseboard trim and you realize that you're gonna have a little bit of a gap underneath it. So I have this piece that I cut to fit right here. I did knock off the tongue part right here so that I can hopefully just notch it right on in here. There we go. There. Because that's what I've got. Now this guy's cut perfect. Look at that. Awesome. We have it all up. For the main part of the cabin, I still have the upper part of the cabin to do, but the main part is done. Well, with a couple minute details. So we have all of our pieces in, and then I need something to go in here. So I guess it's not 100% done, but I got my baseboard trim up. See, it comes all the way down there. You can see I gotta paint the end of that one. All of them, actually. It just gives that nice, clean appearance. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering why I didn't use this as baseboard trim. And the answer is, well, I didn't want to. I wanted something a little bit more just straight-laced for the bottom. You know, I want the windows to have the eye-catch appeal, and then the bottom is just, you know, even the top is just somewhat minimalistic. And I want the bottom to be very minimalistic. And the other thing is, you know, I was limited as to how much they had in stock. So there's lots of this. You can see I've got 2 boards left over, which I can use for trimming either up there or up in there. Wow, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling excited. I cannot wait to get everything in here. No, this is just trimming it out and doing like that, you know, doing the actual cabin, but then dressing it up with the lights and the rugs and the furniture, and oh, so exciting. I've never gotten to dress out a house before, so dressing out a cabin is gonna be super fun. So what do you think now of the colors? You still think it's too dark? Let me see. It's showing up really, really dark right now. I don't know, it just catches weird shadows. Okay, so that's a little bit more realistically what it looks like. See, it's adjusting the lighting. See, that's lighter. Then if I come down like this, you can see how it instantly starts to get dark. Yeah, that's GoPro for you. And my dog, watch this. Hi, Dada, you wanna come in? Come in. Come in. Come in. Come on. Come here. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. So anyway, guys, if you've ever laid flooring down and had a very terrible experience doing it, put your comments down below. I would love to hear your stories and how you've had some really bad things happen during your flooring installation. So in the end, I am definitely happy with it. I know a lot of you guys are kind of racking your brains with the coloring of the dark ceiling and the dark floor, but trust me when I say that I wouldn't have done it any other way, because when you guys see the final project, you are gonna forget what you're thinking in your head it should have looked like. You're just gonna say, that is exactly how it should look like, and that is how it came out. So anyway, guys, Thanks so much for watching. If you are not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so that you don't miss the big reveal of this cabin series project. And we're going to be jumping back into 2021 making hay. We're going to have tough hay cutting. We're going to have third hay cutting, a very, very rare third cutting for us. We've tried it before and it has failed miserably. Can we pull it off this year? You'll stay tuned to find out. Take care, guys. Love you as always. And if you enjoy these videos, give it a thumbs up and consider sharing them with your friends. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.